Hi kids, today we want to talk about grammar. I really like to write, so I need to have good grammar. Let's begin. Alright kids, let's do 12 verb tenses, Book A. Okay, today we want to talk about the future perfect tense. There are two kinds of future perfect tense. The easiest and used most often is will have plus PP. Remember, PP is past participle. For example, eat, ate, eaten. Eaten is PP. The next one is be going to have plus PP. Remember, PP is past participle. So when you hear will have plus PP, that is future perfect. Be going to have plus PP, that is future perfect. Well, what is future perfect? Okay, let's read. Number one, shows something will happen before another action occurs in the future. Well, let's look at this example here. A, will she have cooked dinner by the time he gets home? Okay. Yes, she will have cooked dinner by the time he gets home. Is she going to have cooked dinner by the time he gets home? Yes, she is going to have cooked dinner by the time he gets home. So we have two actions here. All right. This action is in the future. This is the first one. And then we have this action here. Okay. So here the first person is cooking dinner. All right. So will she have cooked dinner by the time he gets home? Well, here she starts cooking, she will start, and she will finish. So she will have finished cooking. Dinner is finished. It's finished. And then he comes home. He gets home. He gets home. So when he gets home, the dinner is finished. It's already ready. So there are two things that are happening. So something will happen before another action occurs in the future. So before he gets home, this will be finished. Again, will she have cooked dinner by the time he gets home? Yes. She will have cooked dinner by the time he gets home. This is finished. Okay? Is she going to have cooked dinner by the time he gets home? See? Cooking dinner. It's finished. And then he gets home. Yes, she is going to have cooked dinner by the time he gets home. All right, it's very easy. Two things happen in the future. One will happen before the other. All right. Future perfect tense. We have two of them. Will have plus PP or be going to have plus PP. Number two, shows that something will happen before a specific time in the future. So again, here is the first thing that's going to happen, and this will be finished. And it's going to finish before the second thing happens. But this is not a verb. This is an event. All right, let's read. A, will you have graduated from high school by next May? So here, right here, this is May. Okay? But here, maybe you graduated in December. You are an early graduate. So here you graduated. You will have graduated. That's in December. And then coming May, where most people graduate, well, you've already graduated. Will you have graduated from high school by next May? Yes. See, you graduated in December and here's May. Okay? So we have two things in the future, but this isn't something, for example, in the first one. Remember the first one. Here we have, it says, by the time he gets home. See, this is another action by somebody else. She will have cooked dinner and he's getting home. There's two different people, two different actions. But in this case, it's a time. It's an event, a specific time. By next May. It's just May. So May rolls around. Well, guess what? This person has already graduated in December. Okay. A, will you have graduated from high school by next May? A, B, no, I won't have graduated from high school by next May. A, are you going to have graduated from high school by next May? B, no, I am not going to have graduated from high school by next May. Well, these sentences are negative. So what's happening here? Well, May comes along and you still haven't graduated. So maybe you're going to graduate sometime here in the future. Okay? All right. So again, an event like May, this is the first thing that's going to happen before this date. All right, the next one. Future perfect tense. Will have plus PP. Be going to have plus PP. Two different types of future perfect tense. Will have plus PP or be going to have plus PP. All right, number 3. Shows the duration of time for a non-continuous verb that will continue up until another action in the future. Okay, so remember, we talked about this, a non-continuous verb. Some verbs do not have a continuous tense. For example, love. We say, I love you. We do not say, I am loving you. That is wrong. Love is a non-continuous verb. You cannot have an ing ending. Let's read the sentence. How long will you have loved her before she marries you? Okay, so what is it talking about? Well, maybe here in the past, you met this girl. You met her, right? And you fell in love, and here you loved her. All right, all this is, you started to love her. Here you started to love her. You started loving her, and here you love her all this time. All right, so here you fell in love. Okay, and here you have been loving her continuously. Okay, and now it says, she says, okay, I'm going to marry you. I will marry you. All right, so here, she marries you. So this question is asking, well, how long? How long will you love her before she marries you? Well, here, when you fell in love with her until married, that tells us how long. How long was this? It's a duration of time. So with non-continuous verbs, with the future perfect tense, all right, again, how long will you have loved her before she marries you? B, I will have loved her for a long time before she marries me. So kind of this time, he says, a long time I've loved her. I met her before, I met her a long time ago, but I didn't fall in love with her. Here he fell in love with her right here. And then she agrees to marry, and this time, oh look, it's a very long time. All right, that's for non-continuous verbs. That's telling us a duration or how long. All right, another one, future perfect tense. Remember, two types, will have plus PP or be going to have plus PP. All right, we talked about these mixed verbs before. All right, a mixed verb. All right, your teacher at school will tell you study, live, teach. Those are mixed verbs. Because it's a mixed verb because we can use different tenses to say the same thing. That's why we call it a mixed verb. Again, this is showing a duration of time. Duration means how long. All right, so we have two things happening here, and it's going to show us a duration of time, how long. Let's read the sentence. A, how long is he going to have studied math before the Olympics? Okay, so this is a math student, and he's going to join the Math Olympics. Let's say the Math Olympics is here. Here we have the Math Olympics. Well, the Math Olympics is in the future, so he needs to start studying before this. So here he starts studying, and maybe he's going to be a really hard worker, and he's going to start back then. It doesn't matter. Here he started here, or he's going to start here. He will start here. Doesn't matter, because what we're talking about is the duration of time. How long? How long was he studying here? How long? All right, so again, how long is he going to have studied math before the Olympics? Start the Math Olympics. How long was this time? He is going to have studied math for 2 years before the Olympics. Wow, so this kid's a hard worker. He's 2 years. He knows he's going to join the Math Olympics, and he starts 2 years before the Olympics. All right. Exercise 7. Use the future perfect and the simple present to complete the sentences. All right. First things first, color your subjects pink. All right. 1, you. 2, the Linds. 3, Mr. Smith. 4, we. 5, Natalie. 6, you. 7, they. 8, her boyfriend. 9, the teens. 10, I. Next, color the verbs orange. 1, to spend. 2, to eat. 3, to talk. 4, to choose. 5, to feed. 6, to finish. 7, to drink. 8, to be. 9, to study. 10, to break. Now, these questions are very special because they have a time adverb clause in them. You have to remember, in a time adverb clause, you cannot have future tense. So, let's color the time adverb clause. Number 1, by the time you and your stepbrother, blah, 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 to return home. 2, before the dessert, blah, 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 to come out. 3, before his wife, blah, 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 to reach home. 4, before the caterers, blah, 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 to call to make arrangements. 5, by the time she, blah, 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 to leave the house for work. 6, before you, blah, 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 to shut up the office. 7, by the time the soccer fans, blah, 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 to finish drinking all that beer. 8, by the time she blah 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 to get there. 9. By the time they blah 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 to get a degree. 10. By the end of the semester when swimming season blah 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 to end. All of these are time adverb clauses, and we cannot use future in a time adverb clause. We have to use the simple present. Now, what about the simple present? Remember, he, she, it. The verb needs an S. All right, look at number 2, the dessert. That's it. So this verb is going to have to change. That dessert is it. It. Number 3, look at his wife. That's a she. So the verb needs to change. The next one, here we have she. Do you see that? We have a she there. So this verb needs to change. You, that's okay. Soccer fans, that's okay. That's they. Number 8, there's a she. So this verb needs to change. Number 9, they, that's okay. The swimming season, that is it. The swimming season is like it. So this verb needs to change. All right, now we can begin. To spend, spend, spent, spent. Number 1, by the time you and your stepbrother return home, you are going to have spent much time in Africa. By the time you and your stepbrother return home, you are going to have spent much time in Africa. 2, to eat. Eat, ate, eaten. The Lins, remember, L-I-N, Lin, that is the family name. If we have an S here, that means everybody in the Lin family. So, again, eat, ate, eaten. The Lins are going to have eaten a lot of food from the salad bar before the dessert comes out. The Lins are going to have eaten a lot of food from the salad bar before the dessert comes out. 3, to talk. Talk, talked, talked. Mr. Smith is going to have talked on the phone to his travel agent before his wife reaches home. Mr. Smith is going to have talked on the phone to his travel agent before his wife reaches home. 4, to choose. Choose, chose, chosen. We are going to have chosen a date for our wedding before the caterers call to make arrangements. We are going to have chosen a date for our wedding before the caterers call to make arrangements. 5, to feed. Feed, fed, fed. Natalie is going to have fed the baby by the time she leaves the house for work. Natalie is going to have fed the baby by the time she leaves the house for work. 6, to finish. Finish, finished, finished. You are going to have finished your work for the day before you shut up the office. You are going to have finished your work for the day before you shut up the office. 7, to drink. Drink, drank, drunk. By the time the soccer fans finish drinking all that beer, they are going to have drunk too much. By the time the soccer fans finish drinking all that beer, they are going to have drunk too much. 8, her boyfriend. To be. So that is, was, been. Her boyfriend is going to have been in Scotland for 2 years by the time she gets there. Her boyfriend is going to have been in Scotland for 2 years by the time she gets there. 9. To study. Study, studied, studied. The teens are going to have studied in the university for 5 years by the time they get a degree. The teens are going to have studied in the university for 5 years by the time they get a degree. Number 10, break. Break, broke, broken. I am going to have broken all the swimming records by the end of the semester when swimming season ends. I am going to have broken all the swimming records by the end of the semester when swimming season ends. Very good. So easy. Future perfect. So easy. Okay, kids. Thank you for watching this video. Now I need you to do a big favor for me. I want you to like this video. And I want you to leave a comment for me. I want you to write, "Thank you, Mr. Radisha," and then leave your English name. Really appreciate it. Thanks.